Hey everybody, what's going on? It's James here with Crypto Common Sense, and I have a Bitcoin / cryptocurrency market update video for you for June the 21st. Before I jump into the content for the video, please do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And of course, don't forget to check the description for a link where you can join Patreon for just $7 a month. Also, there is a link down there where you can join my new Pancake Profits course, which is a course that I put together with a former student who is now my business partner in Three Peaks Trading. We're getting some really amazing results, not only ourselves, but we're having students get amazing results with that as well. For example, I think one of the most recent students who joined, what is today, Monday? Okay, so I think they joined Saturday, maybe Friday. They were able to get in with one BNB on one of the tokens that we talked about in Discord and turned it into 10,000 US dollars. So roughly $300 investment into roughly $10,000 in just a couple of days. So make sure to check that out if you are at all interested in trading DeFi. All right, so let's talk about Bitcoin. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin and talk about what's going on with Bitcoin. Obviously, bear markets hurt, and bear markets don't work like bull markets. Simply buying the dip does not get it done in a bear market. So we are still ranging sideways with Bitcoin. This is the range that I pointed out last week, or maybe almost 2 weeks ago, when price was down around 32K. I thought it was going to bounce. I was hoping for a bounce up toward 45 to 49K. Instead, we only got up to about 41K. So it fell short of that target, ended up putting in a flat top on this range, and now we're coming back down and basically retesting the bottom of the range. I had shot a video for Patreon a couple of days ago saying if we lost this yellow level that I would be looking for the bottom of the range, which is exactly what's happened so far. If we take a look at liquidations and things going on, we can see that bulls are being punished severely. My opinion, guys, and this is just an opinion, but my opinion is this is setting up for the same type of market behavior that we saw in the fourth quarter, of 2019, okay? If we take a look at CME chart, we had this, ranging market back here in 2019. It collapsed, it ranged sideways, threw down this bear trap, and then, washed out the longs, then pumped up like 30-35% in a couple of days, smoked the shorts, and then the downtrend continued. This is looking very similar to that. One key difference is we're already underneath the 200 moving average. Over here we were finding support on it, so this may not be what's happening, but I view this, it's very similar, right? Range broke, we fell down, and I keep wanting this to come back up to that 45 to 49K area so we can get that retest. This is the same thing that happened in 2019 when I was doing videos. I kept saying, I think we'll go back to 9,500. I think we'll go back to 9,500 over and over. And then I said that for like a month and it didn't happen. And I finally gave up on it right around this area. This was about a month in. I remember saying, look, if you're bearish, I wouldn't be short here. There should be a bounce. And then that bounce came and it finally went back up to 9,500, but I'd already given up on the idea and I started shorting way too soon. So I'm trying to be patient with this. I'm trying not to open up positional shorts no matter how bad the market looks. We're currently 23 bars in to this range. Again, this range took about 30 days to play out before it finally set up the stop hunt on the bears. So I would keep a close eye on that. Also, when I do look at the CME, one thing that makes me wonder if this is gonna have that bounce is if we take a look, it did close right on top of the trend line on RSI. Now it's underneath it right now, but it closed right on top of it here. So I'm wondering if this is just like a little trap before it moves up. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on that. On the regular daily chart, on the spot chart, again, we're just inside the same range that we were in back here. Do keep in mind that while I am, looking for that bounce toward 45 to 49K to retest supply, it's very possible that this is just going to consolidate and then continue its move down. That's normally what happens when you enter a range. You normally keep going the same direction that you entered that range, right? Unless it's distribution or accumulation, you normally just keep going. So for over here, we were going up, consolidate and then further move up. Over here, consolidate and possibly move down. The one thing about this market compared to 2018, right? Because I fully believe this is a bear market. Been saying that for over a month now. While other people are out there telling you to buy the dip. The one thing that's different is this is actually more brutal than that 2017 market. A lot of these altcoins, things are bleeding out, and the market's actually losing market cap faster. And that could be accelerated by some of the stuff going on, the fundamental stuff, right? Fundamentals don't normally play a huge role in cryptocurrency, but right now, with China, banning Bitcoin mining in certain areas, I do think that is playing a role. I don't think it's just people overreacting to it. I really do believe it's playing a role in what's going on. So that's the daily chart there. We're in a range. If we break north of the range, which we're far away from, again, that's when I think we'll go up, hit this top box, maybe retest this downward sloping trend line, and then I can get into a nice short that I would look to ride down to the bottom of the market. If we fall at the bottom of the box, that's really bad news. And it could certainly point to downside as low as, I would say, 20,000, where the next kind of level of support is. I would just be very careful because, again, we saw that same type of market behavior back here where they broke it down, trapped bears, and then sent it right back up. This market is getting to the point where it's pretty oversold, okay? This here is a 3-day chart. We don't need a moving average on it. This is basically that bear market box that's been working so well for me for the last couple of years. So it rode along the bottom there. When it actually touched it, it was a really great place to go long, right? Would have been long right around 33K, could have rode up to 41. Came up, hit the midpoint, which you can see was support back here. It was support back here. It was resistance back here, right? Support back here. And so it pinged right off of it. It actually got a stronger reaction off of that than what I expected. I thought it would probably pull back down maybe to like 35, 36, and then continue up toward that 45 area. But instead it kept going down, so that's a bit of a bummer. But again, we're still inside that box. If we fall outside of the box, that would be unusual. The only 2 times we've fallen out of that box in the last 4 or 5 years was during capitulation events that marked bottoms. So for example, the November, December 2018 and March of 2020. All right, if you guys are wondering what this stuff, this writing is, this is as simple as it gets, guys, right? And I talked about this. People say, oh, well, hindsight's 2020. No, I was talking about this when it was happening, right? We put in a lower low. That was the first sign the market was turning around. But again, it put in a lower low back here too. But then it put in a lower high, right? That was where it was like, okay, if you're not bearish yet, you should be. And as soon as it broke this level and confirmed another lower low, now you have bearish structure, and that was it. See you, sucker. Boom, down she went, right? From right around 50K, once that level broke, it just tanked, all right? On the weekly chart for Bitcoin, we are really deep into this box, which is actually unusual because, again, in the last bear market, you can see here that we didn't get down in that lower area of the box really until 4 to 6 months into that bear market. We're already there this time, which is strange. I'm almost wondering if it's going to come down and test this long-term trend line from 2018, right? Maybe even bounce off of it or do something crazy. So I want to keep an eye on that trend line. Also want to keep an eye on the box though, because again, just like the 3-day chart, the only time it really comes out of the bottom of that box, or the only time it has come out of that box in the last 4 or 5 years, was during capitulation events. So that should be interesting. Our 19-week moving average, it's curling down now, right? It's no longer curling up. It's no longer a bull market moving average. It's a bear market moving average, sitting right around 48,636. So again, I do suspect that if we get a bounce, that will act as resistance, and it should prove to be a good place for me to short Bitcoin. That's not for you. That's, you do your own thing. I'm saying for me, that's what I'll be looking to do. Just like this market in 2019, boom, right back up to that 9,500 level, right back up to the 19-week moving average, great place to go short. Just like in 2018, boom, back up to that moving average, great place to go short, okay? So that's kind of what I'm watching on the weekly chart. As far as the market as a whole, it's bad, guys. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. It's really bad. if you look at the altcoins, they're just bleeding out. I looked today and I saw a bunch of them were down like 30, 35%, right? So this is the total market cap for alts. Look at this candle yesterday. Boom, right? From open to close, alts dropped 17% as a whole. So that's pretty brutal. And it just looks like a bubble that popped. I mean, there's really not a lot to say. It's a bubble. It popped. That's what bubbles do when they pop. They go down. All right. There's still people out there trying to tell you to buy Bitcoin, and that's, you know, their prerogative. I'm not telling you to buy it or sell it. I'm just saying it's a bear market. So, you know what you're getting into, I guess. So really, it seems like this video is a lot of me saying the same thing over and over. So I think I will go ahead and wrap it up there. Just be careful, right? That's the only thing I would say. Is just be careful. Don't get too gung-ho in either direction, right? If it breaks south, be careful getting overly bearish. It could be a nasty trap. If it breaks north, be careful getting overly bullish. Don't fall into the trap of thinking, okay, the bear market is over. You know, we're going to new all-time highs, blah, blah, blah. Because I promise you, a lot of those guys on social media, if it does go back up to 45K, they're going to be screaming, buy, 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 just like they were back here. All right, so just do your due diligence. Make sure you stay grounded. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. And yeah, play it safe. All right. All that being said, guys, please remember I'm some guy sitting in a spare bedroom, which means that nothing in the video is financial advice. You should always go out there and do your own due diligence and seek out professional financial advice from a licensed financial advisor before making any type of investment in cryptocurrency, the stock market, or precious metals. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check the description for a link we can enjoy both Patreon and also the Pancake Profits course. This is James with Crypto Common Sense, reminding you to please trade safe.